Welcome to The Link tonight, and we are discussing agriculture. Last week we discussed money, funding agriculture, but tonight we're discussing, many of you are in the corporate world or you are having formal jobs, but you think you can also do a side business, if you like, of agriculture. But many of you get it wrong. You put in money and it sinks. So tonight, to help us make a sense of what's happening out there is Miss Josephine Okot, who is the MD Victoria Seeds Limited. They understand value chains quite a lot. Josephine, welcome.
Thank you very much, Sam, and good evening, listeners.
Very good. Viewers also.
And viewers.
Okay, let's move quickly because we have a few minutes. Many people want to move into agriculture as either as an alternative job or something they can do on the side, yet they burn their fingers. If I move into agriculture, some people think moving into maize. What must one do to get money from agriculture?
Thanks for that question. First of all, your introduction that they want to do it as a side activity. I think that's where the challenge is. Agriculture, like any other enterprise, any other business, you must be fully committed. So if it's going to be a side business, then I'm going to talk about probably the kind of agriculture you can do. But you need to engage full time. Like any business, you must be passionate about it. And when you are passionate, you are ready to take the risk and also overcome any obstacle that come along the way. So that is the first starting point. And then the second one is, like any business, you must have a plan. So you also have your farm production plan. It starts with the market. You must identify a product that has a market. Then you go and look at your cost of production. Then you see whether you must have that capital and also the technical know-how to grow the product, like anything else.
You do your homework. You can't don't just jump in.
Most times we just take farming like our weekly shopping list that you don't remember how much you spent on milk, but really you must keep records.
If it's
very
going to be a
important.
business.
Correct.
Okay, let's move on now. So what areas, for me who wants, part-time even, I have a job, I want to do agriculture a little bit. What areas can I turn to that can have faster turnaround or can bring back some money for me, mitigating the risk, so to speak?
Yeah, if you want to do agriculture for profit, the first step is you need to identify a value chain that is very diverse and that can guarantee your market.
Like maize?
Maize, we have had incidences of price collapse because the value chain is not very diversified.
Like last season.
Like not very diverse. In the past 10 years, you get very high prices, it drops like by 80%. So I'll give you an example of a crop that anybody can grow that has a very diverse value chain. Soybean. Soybean. If you look at soybean as a crop, number one, it can be used as a feed for infants. If you look at all the shops, it's an infant feed. That has been the way
for a long time
ago.
Excellent.
But the newer things is it can be processed into soybean oil. And that is what even the manufacturers are exporting it because it's really high value. And the world is going organic. Soybean milk is what many are drinking. And there is something that is very important that I want to highlight. You know, most of the poultry feed depend on mukene for protein.
The small fish.
So if you even noticed, the size of mukene is not the size I used to see when I was growing up. They are smaller and smaller. So we need to replace the protein from the fish with alternative protein. So soybean is perfect. So if we have the right soybean variety with that protein that the fish farmer requires to make the fish grow to a certain size, I think that could do. So when you hear all this diverse value chain, and that is why when you venture into a crop like soybean, then you are likely not to suffer those crazy price
because the
fluctuations.
demand is good.
Very high. And even the oil millers, the residues after extraction,
Yeah.
it is very, very valuable oil cake. I mean, the cake, they sell it as nutritious animal feed for a price.
So
even.
everything is almost
Everything in
consumed,
that crop. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
apart from soya, if I say, soya, maybe not, what else can I go into?
Now, I'll first talk about the side business.
Yes.
So if you are this professional having a full-time job and you really want to do farming as a side business,
Yeah.
I would encourage you to go for a crop that is less intensive in terms of time and management. So I would encourage you to go for fruit trees.
Okay.
Fruit trees, for example, that also has value chain. I'll start with oranges, of course.
Okay.
We just commissioned Soroti Fruit Limited
Okay.
in April, and actually I'm privileged. I'm a board chair of the factory
Okay.
of the company.
So you were talking about what?
Yes, what
Okay.
I know. So that one, like 10 years ago,
Yeah.
we didn't have the value chain, but now it's well developed. But then there are very many other fruit trees. I'll give you an example. Avocado.
Yes.
In foreign export markets, we always just eat it as everyday
Yeah.
snack.
On
But
the
it's
side.
$5
Wow.
each. And then sour soap fruit. It's medicinal.
Chitaferi.
Yes, that is it. Excuse my
Yes,
limited-
chitaferi.
Yeah, that's the one.
Chitaferi, is that important? I thought it was just something we used to play with when we were young.
No, it's very, very important. And I hope Ministry of Health can one time come here like I've come and encourage better use. It does have a lot of medicinal
Who buys
properties.
it if I grow it?
The export market,
Yes.
there is a demand, but also locally, domestically, there is demand for it because of the good medicinal value in addition to being a fruit. And even pawpaw, papaya, if we grow it, the catches, you cannot just go and buy seedlings from anywhere. You must
that's an
buy
important point.
improved. You must buy improved fruit trees so that at the time, 3 years later, when you are harvesting, you have uniform size fruit.
Okay.
For pawpaw, it's just 9 months. So you
Turn
can,
around.
yes.
So we have seen soya, fruit trees, and you have mentioned a number of. A friend of mine said, "Me, I'm going vegetables, nakati, and all that. Is that worth it?"
Excellent. It's worth it. Vegetables, it's worth it, but it requires more investment in terms particularly of management than even the soya. One, our climate has changed.
Yes.
And vegetables, crops are more sensitive. They cannot withstand the severe
Sunshine.
sunshine and even extremely heavy rain.
Yes.
The whole garden of tomato may abort, even watermelon, and you'll see no flowering. So you can't go for vegetable, but you must be ready to invest in at least greenhouse management.
Okay.
That is if you want to get optimum
A
yield.
greenhouse, something like a roof covering,
Yes.
but which allows sunshine through. Am I
It
right?
allows sunshine through, and in times of drought, you can irrigate it. Even you don't really have to spend really very expensively on irrigation. You can use trenches. You can, when you are planting, just, I'm speaking for the smallholder
Yes,
farmer.
absolutely.
Yeah, not these large commercial ones who have the means to put proper drip irrigation and so on. So if you are ready to invest in irrigation and greenhouse, then you are good to go. Vegetable is great. Indigenous vegetables, I would not encourage you to go for it because that one, any other farmer can grow. I would encourage you to go for exotic.
Which is indigenous now?
Indigenous.
Nakati.
Nakati, what you call jobio, we
Yes.
call it spider plant. What we call amaranth, you call it dodo, we call it dodo.
I thought those were the
And
vegetables.
then cowpeas, you call it gobe.
Yes.
All those are indigenous vegetables. They are grown all over, not just here, but all over Africa. So that one, any farmer can
So
cultivate.
if I'm doing the other ones, the export, think about
Not
export.
but you also have a large middle class.
Okay.
And you have supermarkets. And people are very, very conscious of the high amount of pesticides in fruits. They are very conscious, and if you have gone to the market, sometimes you see whitish tomato.
Yes.
For goodness sake, do not try even to eat it, except if you have cooked it. It was just sprayed and to keep to increase the shelf life, but it is not regular. It shouldn't happen. So if you go into vegetable production and you supply good products, you'll always get a market, supermarkets, and also hotel chains.
Time is running out on us. I can see, Josephine, this is an important question. Is the amount of money one starts with important?
Yes, the amount of money.
Oh, a little money can do.
It depends on the crop you are growing, but I'll go with that soya. The amount of money is important. Number one, you must practice good agronomy if you want to get the optimum yield. It starts with quality seed. So you must get your seed from a known company, for example, Victoria Seeds.
Yes.
Or else you buy online from a reputable supplier, or if your agro dealer is registered and known, you can pick from near your farm.
Okay.
Yeah. Then if you you need to have the money to prepare your land well. Either you are going to plow or you are going to use herbicide, zero tillage. You just spray and
weeds
weeds die, and then you just come with your hoe and you plant. But then there's one other thing why I'm speaking about soybean. We have what is called rhizobium that helps the soybean plant to fix its own nitrogen.
How do I put it in?
That rhizobia, actually, it's basically being produced by Makerere, but many soya farmers do not have that linkage. And as Victoria Seeds, we have tried to work with Makerere. Every time if you come to buy our soya, we have to give you a packet of rhizobia. 120 grams of rhizobia can plant or coat 15 kilograms of soybean seed. And 25 kilograms plants an acre. So it's almost like 50%. So when I use rhizobia, normally if you plant without rhizobia, you get 700 kilos per acre. But when you put rhizobia, you get 70% increase to 1,200 kilograms per acre.
Can you believe it? Our time is run out. I've just been counted down by the producer. And I know that earlier you mentioned that there's going to be an exhibition for agriculture in the source of the Nile on which dates?
The source of the Nile is 22nd of July from the 12th to the 22nd of July.
Okay,
10 days.
Viewers, don't miss that. There's so much information if you want to go into agriculture. Homework is important. Don't miss that exhibition in Jinja this month, so that you get information before you plunge in and burn your fingers or succeed. That was the link tonight.